let's talk about my state Maharashtra, where politics has mutated into a full-time corporate reality show, or maybe the Big Boss show. After 2022, Shiv Sena UBT has fractured yet again. Out of the 9 Lok Sabha MPs, 6 Rimmel members have officially jumped the ship to Eknath Shinde's faction. Devendra Fadnavis ji, just before the start of the monsoon session in Maharashtra Assembly, called it a highly successful Operation Tiger, while Deputy Chief Minister Shinde smiled and teased that this is just the trailer, the real movie is yet to come. But let's talk straight. Is this a political operation or is it a calculated post-mortem of our democracy? This isn't just the collapse of a political party, it is the utter destruction of public trust. When the electorate votes for a specific individual under a party symbol, only to watch the elected representatives switch within 24 hours, the voter is left completely cheated. Is there even a shred of intent left to serve the people? Or has our politics devolved into a raw, shameless display of money and power? Let's deep dive into the raw data and the mechanics of the split. So here are the rebel 6 MPs and the reasons that they have stated. I will begin with Om Prakash Raje Nimbalkar. He's from Dharashiv. He said development funds have been blocked. He needs to help people of his constituency, which was getting difficult as an opposition MP. Nagesh Patil Ashtikar, constituency Hingoli, same stated development stalled since sitting in opposition. Now to the Mumbai MP from Northeast, Sanjay Dina Patil, shifted camps. No one knows the reason why though, maybe power hungry, while daughter continues to represent SSUBT. What a joke. By the way, it was his election in which he had made me hit out strongly at Eknath Shinde and his son Shrikant Shinde, which led to much outrage in the state and abuse for me from the women leaders, which continues off and on even till date. While Mr. Patil will now be seated with the same people. That is politics of Maharashtra. And let me tell you, it's not just for beginners. The fourth, Sanjay Haribao Jadhav from Parbhani, cited again the local development funds as a reason to switch. 5. Sanjay Deshmukh, Yavatmal Vashim, aligned with power to protect his political base, and again the same reason, not enough funds. 6. Bhau Sahib Rajaram Vakchore, Shirdi, again the same reason, safe electoral future and development funds. What is the defense all of them are collectively offering? They claim that joining the ruling dispensation is an absolute necessity for local development, arguing that nothing gets done from the opposition benches. Really? So if you sit in the opposition, you simply fold your hands and stop working. Is this a legitimate defense or is it a blatant admission of opportunistic guilt? Let's look at the hard facts. Every single one of these 6 MPs won their seats by actively defeating BJP and Shinde-led Sena candidates. The citizens, when they came out to vote, chose them specifically to stand against the ruling establishment. Yet today, they are rushing into the arms of the very establishment they fought against. Unchecked money power, timely legal acquittals, and pure opportunism have combined to make a complete mockery of the public mandate. Now let's look at the legal and constitutional mechanics of this move. India has a dedicated mechanism designed to stop this exact behavior, getting voted from one party, moving to another, which is the Anti-Defection Law. Under the 10th schedule, it was enacted specifically to prevent horse trading and stop politicians from switching parties like seasonal clothes. But our politicians have learned, especially under the BJP, have learned how to weaponize the law against itself. Look at the mathematical precision here. Shiv Sena UBT had exactly 9 Lok Sabha MPs. 2/3 of 9 is mathematically and precisely 6. The Shinde camp engineered the poaching of exactly 6 MPs to achieve immunity. They don't stand to be disqualified by the virtue of 2/3. While they're technically safe from being disqualified, is there even an ounce of moral legitimacy left? Legally, a faction cannot simply switch sides without a formal merger of the original party. But when the ruling apparatus and the speaker's chair are on your side, with all due respect to the chair, rules bend. Constitutional loopholes are being actively exploited to choke out the will of the voter. That is the straight talk. If every election is going to end with a bidding war for MPs and MLAs, why even waste thousands of crores of public money on holding elections at all? We might as well replace polling booths with corporate auctions every 5 years, when financial muscle and political pressure completely override ideological alignment. Democracy becomes a farce. Let's have a bidding competition, whichever is the biggest sellout. Today, the average voter in Maharashtra feels entirely irrelevant because the ink on their finger carries absolutely no value. Parties are engineered to split, constitutional protections are bypassed, and political morality is as good as dead. If these defectors have any real courage, and if they had shown any real courage, they should have resigned, stepped down, and face the electorate again under the new banner and explain their reasons. But they won't do that because deep down they're terrified of the wrath of the public anger. What do you think? Will the voters of Maharashtra penalize this shameless opportunism in 2029 elections, or has money completely broken the system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It will be interesting to know what the general sentiment of this entire optics of opportunism looks like. Thank you so much for joining in and looking forward to see you next week.